Hello everybody, welcome to Cyberblock Entertainment, and once again I will be ranking all levels in a LEGO game. This episode is LEGO Pirates of the Caribbean. If you enjoyed, subscribe for more, but with that said, let's start the ranking. And number 20 is Davy Jones' Locker, and this level has you playing as Jack, and you've got to use your compass and find all the other Jacks, because you're stuck in Davy Jones' Locker. Honestly, there isn't any really bad levels in this game, surprisingly. Normally in a LEGO game there's always that one annoying level. This had no annoying levels, but this one's just not as good as the other level. Mostly because I'm not the biggest fan of the design of Davy Jones' Locker in the movies anyway. I think it's just way too bland looking, just like a grey desert. It's not the most appealing looking thing. I know it's not meant to be, but I just wish it was a bit more creative. So it doesn't look that great in LEGO. The puzzles you solve in this aren't also that clever or advanced or different, and since it's at World's End, you're halfway through the game at this point, so you've already done better puzzles.
For the level of Smugglers then, first of all, the setting of the level being on a small island kind of deal, well, that was okay. I feel like a couple other settings were stronger, in my personal opinion. The overall level wasn't too bad, but I'm not a big fan of the light type puzzles, and there's quite a large one in this one. I just find them a little tedious and boring. Other than that, the rest of the puzzles were okay. It was decent, but I personally enjoyed other levels more.
And number 18 is the Black Pearl attacks, and in this level you're on the Black Pearl and you've got a free Jack who's trapped in one of the other ship's dungeons. So you use the new cannon feature in this game, which is exclusive to this game, where you basically go into a first person cannon and you get to shoot it, and you got to shoot all the windows. It's definitely a lot of fun. It's just later levels do one-up this in terms of originality and creativity.
For the level, A Touch of Destiny, I personally quite liked this level, as it gave me, I was very tense throughout this level, as the whole setting was obviously quite dark, being in a dark swamp / forest kind of area, and you know, at a moment's notice you could die at some point, whether you missed a jump and accidentally fell into the deadly swamp, or at some point there was a crocodile infested waters. There was even a crocodile fight towards the endish of the level, which it wasn't the best boss fight, but it was still menacing almost. And yeah, so overall, puzzles were fun, a little bit of action as well, which was good, and yeah, I quite liked the setting too. So. For the level, the Dutchmans Secret, I personally had my ups and downs with this level, as obviously the setting was really nice being on the ship, and you got to use, there's a new gimmick introduced where you could morph through the coral, which was quite nice. Apart from that, I believe the start of the level was a little slow, as you were just finding people to recruit, and the puzzles, the introduction of the coral mechanic was interesting. It didn't add a whole lot, and puzzles were just basic puzzles really. There wasn't too much difference, and it was quite a short level. But apart from that, I did enjoy it, but I definitely enjoyed other ones more.
And number 15 is a Spanish Legacy, and this actually starts off like a Frogger type thing. You gotta jump across and avoid the crocodiles. But this introduces Barbosa's gameplay mechanic of the poison frog. She can throw the stun. That's only in the On Stranger Tides level, but you've gotta basically go around the camp, solve some puzzles, blast down the door with the cannon, and then there is an interesting boss fight at the end, but it's very strange. Almost like there didn't need to be a boss fight here. I'm glad there is one. It's not that interesting. I don't even think you kill him. I don't think I killed him. I think we got him to 1 heart and then me and the Bill activated the cutscene, but it's there. It's an alright level. And at number 14 is the Fountain of Youth, and my god is this a long level. There's so much to do in this level and it just keeps on going. It's a massive level as well, especially when you get to like the main area where everyone's fighting and you've got to push the mermaid statues. It did take me and Nabil a while to actually figure out what to do there, so we may have spent even longer than we were meant to on that level. The only downside I'd say of this level is actually the Blackbeard boss fight, and it's not even that it's a bad boss fight, it's a pretty decent one. Again, LEGO love to use the boss fight of let's throw stuff at you by levitating it and chucking it. But you do it here, you've also got to throw a bomb at him to stun him and then use Serena the Mermaid to give Angelica the Cup of Life. The only problem is this boss fight goes on way too long and sometimes the bombs didn't spawn for us, so we were here for a while. But it's not a bad one, it just got tedious in the end.
In the level Isla de Muerta, in the final level in Curse of the Black Pearl, I personally really enjoyed this level as the overall setting of the level it gave off dark and creepy vibes, which I really liked. The puzzles were fun. The boss fight was pretty fun in my opinion. While the gimmick for combat was a little off-putting for me personally, due to the enemies being invincible in some points and not invincible in others. I know this gimmick was necessary, but I personally don't really enjoy it. But yeah, apart from that small gimmick, it was a really good level, and I really enjoyed it.
And number 12 is Port Royale, and I really love this level. I love the look of this level. Port Royale is such a beautiful location. It starts with you having a little boss fight with Jack Sparrow, and then you've got a break out of jail with Jack Sparrow, and then you've got to just go across Port Royale and get to the ship. It's a nice length, there's a lot of fun stuff to do, and I really liked it.
For the level Tortuga, I quite enjoyed this level. The setting of this level was a nice little town, and you got to explore different aspects of it, to a little barn kind of area, to an underground area, to a nice building, and for the most part it was spent recruiting members for your crew. And yeah, it was quite fun. There was a little bit of action here and there, but not too much, and it introduced the cannon gimmick into the game, which I personally loved, and yeah, so it was quite good.
And number 10 is the Kraken, and this is such an intimidating creature, and they definitely pulled that off well on this level. It's climbing up the ship, you've got to fire the cannonballs at it, you've got to dodge the tentacles that are swiping at you. The main part of the level is actually lifting up all the ammunition by putting it up each level and then being able to light it up and shoot it. This then leads to a really well done Kraken boss fight where it will suck you in and eat you, instantly killing you. You'll slam his tentacles down, you got to jump in it. It's such a fun boss fight and a great level.
For the LEGO Pirates level, Queen Anne's Revenge, I feel like this was quite a solid level as it had fun puzzles, introduced you to fun characters, and the action was quite enjoyable as well, and obviously the setting being a pirate ship, my personal favourite, added to it. So overall, I feel like it was a very solid level, and yeah, there wasn't a lot wrong with it.
And number 8 is Knowingtons Choice, and this is a really cool level because you get to play as the Navy for the first time properly, where it's only the Navy, Knowington and the 2 comedic guards, and you're actually in the Dutchman but the best part of this level is definitely platforming on the outside of the Dutchman. It's so fun to do, and it's really good platform. This game overall had some of my favorite platform in a LEGO game.
For the level Singapore in LEGO Pirates, I personally really enjoyed this level as it provided a unique experience with some of the puzzles in the level. Additionally, the whole setting of the level was really fun. Definitely a different experience from some other Pirates levels. There was a cast of characters which were really really funny to play, and just, you know, overall a really good experience. And yeah, I really enjoyed this level.
And number 6 is the Melstrom, and this is a massive ship battle between Davy Jones' crew, the Navy, and the pirate crew. There's so much going on the screen. It is kind of hard to see it sometimes, especially with all the rain coming down as well. You do blend in, but this is the final boss fight versus Davy Jones, and what a boss fight. He jumps around, you're fighting him on the top of the pirate ship. It's so action-packed and cinematic, and it's just a great final boss.
For the LEGO Pirates level, London Town, I really enjoyed this level as it was quite chaotic throughout, and that made it really fun. First of all, you start in the mansion type area, and obviously you need to try and escape, and then after that there's a little bit of parkour which was quite fun to do, and after that there was a chariot scene where you're jumping from chariot to chariot, similar to one of the levels in Indiana Jones, I believe. And yeah, it was just a really fun level, and I really enjoyed it.
And at number 4 is Isla Crucis, or Crucis, I cannot know how to spell this. Isla Crucis, I think. But this is basically the wheel level, where you're on the massive spinning wheel fighting, but it starts you fighting in the town, beating a crab boss. Really creative level, and they did a lot more of the scene than I thought they needed to, but I was glad they did because it was a lot of fun. Fighting against Jack Sparrow again, who's surprisingly a big boss. A lot of the bosses in this game are actually Jack Sparrow, which is really interesting considering he's the main character, but this had fun platforming, good puzzles, fun combat, the sea creature enemies were there as well, and the fight on the wheel is so iconic in Pirates of the Caribbean.
For the LEGO Pirates level, the Beverly Court, I really loved this level as it was a very unique setting. Even though most of the time spent was just trying to find a cast of characters, it did so in a really fun and intriguing way, as there were lots of different puzzles that you need to do that were all kind of special in their own way, and it was really fun doing them. The whole area was quite large as well, having multiple floors and multiple different things to it. Like, you could even go down a freaking water slide at some point. So yeah, I really enjoyed the Beverly Court.
And the number 2 is Perigasto, and this is on the Cannibal Island, and this plays like Super Monkey Ball, which is so unique, and it's such a fun level. You roll around, you go do puzzles obviously, but you also can roll down enemies. You're in this lovely lush location, and you're just rolling in these bone balls. It's just so much fun. You can go down ramps and pick up speed, you can go up ramps and jump over things. Such creative puzzles and such a creative idea that isn't overused either. This is the only time you use it, so it definitely feels special. Such a great level. And at number 1 is Whitecap Bay. This is my favourite LEGO and LEGO Pirates of the Caribbean, hands down. It has the best co-op puzzles. I think the best co-op puzzles in a LEGO game so far that we've played. And Whitecap Bay is a lot of fun to explore. There's a lot of very interesting puzzles where you've got to carry across boxes. And if you fall, you fall in the mermaid-infested waters, and they're terrifying. They will eat you alive. You've also got to get to the lighthouse and light up the light to shine it to get the mermaid's attention, and then you've got to carry up the bombs, and it actually works almost like a Lego set play feature where you've got to keep carrying up the cargo up to the top of the lighthouse. Just tons of fun, tons of co-op opportunity. Best level in Pirates of the Caribbean Lego. So that was my ranking of all Lego Pirates of the Caribbean levels. I hope you enjoyed. We'll definitely be doing more Lego games soon. Unfortunately, I can only really do ranking Lego videos on the Star Wars videos right now. I do have a lot of more ambitious and unique ideas, but can't do that at the current time, so we're going to stick with the ranking of Legos, get the Lego games done. I'm also going through every Star Wars game, or attempting to. That's 148, so there's definitely a lot more content coming soon, so I hope you enjoy that. But as always, this has been Cyberlock Entertainment.